have we got a variety of news for you today. First of all, patch notes, which was introduced rather unceremoniously last month as a good idea, has now been officially decided to be something that we're going to do every month. So every month we'll tell you what we're going to be doing next, and we may even tell you how we've been doing in the current month. So it's going from being a once in a while highlighting to a every month update. And that means that some months it's going to be very exciting, and some months it's going to be very, very dull. Some months it may amount to nothing more than, yep, still in business. But better to hear still in business than to hear nothing at all, right? So, the actual news that we have for this month is going to kick off with a series of presentation updates, which if you've been looking around, you may have already noticed. Firstly, we have a website now, which if you look in the description of this video, you'll see a link to it. There's not really much reason to go there because it's basically just a link back to our YouTube channel. YouTube is where it's going to be at. But it will also link to a few other things which I'll tell you about later in this video. There's not much reason for you to go there, but if you happen to type in imperialfuture.com, at least now we've got something for you to look at, which is an improvement over how it used to be. The other major presentation update is we're changing our logo, because before it was just a kind of pointy IF. We're replacing it with a flag looking thing. I hope that you like it. I think it's a little bit more stylized, better designed perhaps than what we had, because an IF was a pretty obvious choice for something called Imperial Future. And now we've got a flag in our colors, and I think it looks better. If you disagree, feel free to tell me, and if enough people don't like it, we'll see about transitioning it back. But for now, I think it's good. Give it a month or two, see if it grows on you. We're also going to be changing the title cards, because before our title cards have had something like up in this corner and in that corner, and not that there was anything wrong with that, but it was biting into our title card space. And we found just from talking to friends that people don't actually seem like they care too much what's in that space. So we're getting rid of it, so bigger pictures in the title cards. You'll still be able to tell in general the contents, so the playthrough show is still going to have the logo of the game in the middle and a number up at the top, and the loot crate is still going to have a picture of the contents, and so on. So there's still going to be a recognizable design, it's just not going to have the things in the corner telling you exactly what it is. And the last presentation update, I guess, although it's not one that you're going to see at all, is music. Previously, we've had no background music at all, except for the credits at the end and the introduction. But there's lots of awkward pauses or times when people misspeak or when there's really nothing going on. And so instead of making you listen to nothing, we figured why not have very faint background music. It's not going to make it sound like we've recorded it in a club or anything, but it should hopefully be a little bit more stimulating than the silence that we would have had before. Back to the subject of the website, which I told you was essentially worthless for you, since you're obviously already here on YouTube, and that's what the website's job is to send you to YouTube. If you looked at the bottom of the website, though, you would see that we have a link to official clothing. And what those official clothings are going to be, right now at least, we've got our logo on a shirt, and we have the PlayStation buttons reimagined as pizza. That's all that we have right now, but if we have other good ideas, we'll make other shirts. And if you like a design, but it's not on the kind of product that you want, like if you really want it on a sweatshirt or something, just let me know in the comments of, well, this video would be the most helpful, but you can leave it on anyone, and it wouldn't be too much trouble at all to add another type of product, so just let me know. And if you don't like any of the designs that we currently have, don't worry. At some point in maybe next month, 2 months from now, we might have 1 or 2 more good ideas, and then we'll have 1 or 2 more shirts. Like, we're not going to be becoming a clothing company anytime soon, but we will at least have a few options. And if you see us wearing a cool new shirt in any of our videos, well, now you know where we got it. Because we've ordered a few of our own shirts, most specifically the ones with the logos. So some of the videos that you'll be seeing next month, we should be wearing them. And then from there you can decide, oh, I really like the look of that, and then you can wear it. We also have something called Headline Response Team. I'm not sure if it's going to end up being a fixture or not, but the idea was that sometimes the headline version of the story that you read is a pretty simplistic version of what's going on, or maybe leaves a few details out. And so we could respond to that and we could say, well, yes, what you read is accurate, but here's a few smaller details. And there's not always going to be little details like that. Sometimes it's going to be just us saying, hey, this cool thing happened, look at it. So I guess you could say it's bite-sized news, just short videos with our opinions on the news. Sometimes that'll equal more information, sometimes that will just equal you hearing it from us. And who knows, we might just have a take on it that you haven't heard, or every once in a while, we might have something entirely exclusive to report. That's not very likely. That's not very likely at all. Not right now. But we might get more important later, and if we get more important, then we might be making some news of our own. We can report on what we do. And you may have noticed that the video quality of this isn't the same as any of our other videos, and that's because we're recording on a camcorder instead of the traditional camera that we were using before. And obviously the video quality isn't as good, but figured a camcorder is a little bit more mobile, it's maybe more personal. There's some things that we have in mind that it would make it easier to record with the camcorder, so this is a bit of a trial period for the camcorder. If it goes well, if we like using it, we might invest in a better camcorder, and then at a certain point, like, you're not going to be able to tell the quality difference between this and the actual video camera. The other thing that it lets us do is be in an action movie. I can just, see, look at that, I'm running. Don't worry, I'm not going to do that very often. But your camcorder might open up some possibilities for recording that we didn't have before. So that, I think, actually summarizes pretty much everything. We've got a website, we've got a shirt, we're updating the presentation, trying out camcorders, we've got music, changing patch notes to be more of a general news show, and I think that's actually about all that we have for this month. So, this brings me to the part of the video where I tell you about what we're going to be doing in the future. I don't know what we're going to be doing in the medium-term future, but in the very short-term future, next month, we should be getting the first of our VR headsets. That would be the HTC Vive, which we're going to be unboxing and then having a sort of first impressions / review video. And we've got pre-orders in for both the Rift and PlayStation VR as well, and we'll be doing those as soon as they come in too. And other than that, really the only thing that we have is even more game videos. We'll just be playing through as many games as we can as fast as possible, putting them up as fast as we can manage. If there's any game in particular that you want to see, you are more than welcome to request it, and if we have it, we'll move it higher up in the queue. And if you can get all of your friends to request it too, it'll get moved up even higher, perhaps all the way up to the top. Because I can't know what you think if you don't tell me. And yes, thumbs up and thumbs down and subscriptions are nice, but comments would be the best way to make an explicit opinion known if you had one. Not that you shouldn't thumb up or thumb down or subscribe, all of which are things that you are more than welcome to do. I would appreciate it if you did. Those numbers make me feel good when they go up. But that's what we've got going on. We've upped our presentation this month. Next month we'll be getting into the beginning of the VR revolution, and gameplay videos will be continuing apace. we are encouraging communication with you, so if there's anything that you'd like to let us know, this would be probably one of the better videos to do it on. But, I mean, I read all the comments, you can put it wherever. It's just you'll confuse other people if you leave short questions on gameplay videos, but YouTube isn't a place that made a lot of sense in the first place, so don't let that stop you. So if you like the idea of any of the things that we're doing, if you like the idea of the changes to the show, feel free to let me know, and we'll make a point of doing it. If you really don't like it, let me know, and please give me an alternative, and we'll see, maybe we could do that instead. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed watching this, I hope you like the direction that we're going in, and I hope that we'll see you watching one of our next videos.